Welcome to our first Building Information Modeling tutorial. My name is Oliver Lepertz and I'm a project manager for engineering processes in power distribution. Today I will give you an overview of what Building Information Modeling is exactly and why you should definitely deal with this in the future. Building Information Modeling is a driving topic in the infrastructure market. Many connect keywords such as 3D modeling, engineering software, or planning data in general. None of this is wrong. But BIM is much more. Because BIM is mainly a working method that is intended to be across the trades. Today, for example, in the planning and construction of a building, the individual trades act relatively uncoordinated from each other. In better alignment of the trades through the BIM working method, there's a lot of potential for all parties involved. Not only in the planning and construction phase, but above all in the operation of a building. Investors are increasingly keeping an eye on the total lifecycle cost of a building. In other words, the costs incurred over the entire life cycle of a building. From planning to construction, operation and maintenance to demolition and disposal. As a result, buildings are becoming increasingly intelligent and construction projects are becoming much more complex. Keeping track of the complexity turns out to be a main challenge. And this can be met by relying on BIM already when calling for tenders. And if you want to make business in the future, you have to deal with BIM, also the electrical engineering trade. But what does BIM as a new working method stand for? BIM is an agile working method and radically changes the tasks and procedures in the building processes. The aim is to build a digital version of the building, the so-called digital twin, for the purpose of all the trades involved, such as heating, ventilation, air conditioning, building automation, and also power distribution, must provide data. A new and central role is played by the BIM manager and the BIM coordinator. Both bring together the models of the individual trades to create an overall model. In this coordination model, you can already see in the planning phase when there are conflicts between trades, such as collisions between heating pipes and cable routes, for example. Such problems would have been noticed in the traditional way of working only on the construction side, and they're solved by ad hoc decisions on site. The results are very often poorly thought out compromises, delays, and maybe also additional costs due to removals or modifications. All stakeholders must be prepared for the BIM working method to be used throughout the entire life cycle. In the planning phase, the BIM data is set up. In the construction phase, it is verified. And for the operating phase, the digital twin of the building is finally created. This enables the establishment of a building management system, and so a much more efficient operation. Like all experts in the infrastructure market, we at Siemens are convinced that the integrated application of BIM will sooner or later become a mandatory global standard. This means that the sector will become more digital. And only those players in the infrastructure market who invest in BIM and its new technologies, software, and the know-how of the employees will persist. Use the time to get fit for BIM. For example, in our next tutorial, which deals with the importance of BIM in the electrical engineering trade. Or take a look at our new BIM white paper.